You ever spend your last dollar thinking you're buying peace and end up buying a war you never saw coming? That's what happened to me. I dropped every penny. I had $180,000 on this abandoned dairy farm by the lake, figuring I'd finally bought myself a little slice of quiet. 10 days later, I roll back in, and there's 3 black SUVs blocking my driveway. 5 guys in tactical gear telling me I'm trespassing on federal property. My property. No badge, no paperwork, just cold stares and a so-called classified operation. Yeah, that happened. You ever have a day where you know right from the start of your re and way over your head? Go ahead, drop a comment, tell me where you're watching from. I want to know who's out there hearing this mess, because I thought I was just buying a place to start over, not getting in the way of a corporate exec chasing a fortune under my dirt. I can still see that dirt road winding off the highway 2 miles through scraggly pines and dust that coats your windshield like chalk. 3rd time I'd ever driven it, and I was part excited, part terrified. That's what betting your whole future on 80 acres does to you, I guess. September sun was low, shadows running long across the field, and there was Clearwater Lake, shining in the distance, looked like a promise. But when I rounded the last curve, my foot slipped off the gas. The main gate, the one I'd locked tight with a fat chain, swung wide open. Chain cut through clean, not even jagged. Pro job, not some local looking to steal scrap. My chest got tight. I tried to tell myself it was just kids, but there were heavy vehicle ruts, several sets going straight onto my land. The dairy processing cabin off to the left, barn up on a hillside, and right in front of my main storage, 3 spotless black Suburbans. 5 men in matching tactical pants and black polos. Earpieces, sidearms, utility belts, the works. I parked about 30 feet back, got out slow, hand where they could see. One of them, big guy, gray beard, military posture, walks over with all the confidence of a man who owns the place. You need to turn around, he says, real calm, real final. This area is restricted. I'm staring at him, fighting the urge to lose my cool. Restricted? I'm Declan Ashford. I own this land. He doesn't blink. Sir, I need you to leave immediately. This is a federal site under active investigation. The word federal just hangs in the air, heavy as wet concrete. I looked past him, saw those SU Snow government plates. Saw the logo on their shirt, something called Sentinel Group. Never heard of it. Not FBI, not ATF, not anything real. What agency are you with? I ask, keeping my voice level like I'm back on a job site arguing with a sketchy contractor. He puffs up, Special Agent Wade Harrove, Federal Resource Protection Division. You're interfering with an ongoing operation. So I go for my phone slow, let him see it's not a weapon. Show me your badge, and the order letting you on my land. For half a second, there's a flicker annoyance, calculation, then he's cold again. This is classified, not at liberty to discuss details. I tell him I've got the deed in my truck. He tilts his head, listening to his earpiece. Sir, for your safety, you need to vacate immediately, or we'll detain you for obstruction of federal operations. It rolls off his tongue like he's said it 1,000 times. I raise my phone to snap a picture. Wade snaps. No recording. Federal property. Recording prohibited. His guys step up, hands near their weapons. Another one calls for backup authorization. Now, part of me wants to stand my ground, raise hell, call the sheriff. But another part remembers the last time I got fired for refusing to sign off a dangerous building. You don't win standing alone against a machine. And these guys? They had guns, coordination is script. And I was alone 2 miles from a paved road. So I backed up. I'm calling my lawyer. And the real FBI. Wade shrugs. You do that, sir. In the meantime, do not return. Violation of a federal exclusion zone carries 5 years in prison. I got in my truck, hands shaking so bad I could barely turn the key. Watching in the rear view. They didn't chase, they just watched, stone-faced, like they'd done this 100 times before. About 1.5 miles down, I had to pull over cold and even hold the wheel. Called 911, breath coming in bursts. Explained everything. The dispatcher? She's patient, but tells me, "Sir, if they're federal, we don't have jurisdiction. Call the FBI field office." So I sit there, $180,000 gone, can't even set foot on my own dirt. Started Googling, Federal Resource Protection Division, nothing. Not a real agency. Sentinel Group, private security company, registered in Nevada to await Hargrove. That's it. By dawn, I'd found a single business registration, definitely not federal, just a shell for private security. I saved screenshots to every cloud account I could remember. At the county clerk's office next morning, old brick building, burnt coffee smell. Ruth, the lady behind the counter, checked my parcel. Nothing here. No orders, no liens, property's clean. I asked if anyone else had poked around recently. She remembered a mining company, Titan Corporation, asking about geological surveys from the 80s. I paid extra to get copies fast. Phone rings, unknown number. "Mr. Ashford, this is the FBI Salt Lake City field office." My heart nearly stopped. I gave them Wade's name, described the whole scene, even the fake agency. No such agent in our system, and no division called Federal Resource Protection. That's when it hit me, thieves weren't feds. They were crooks, hiding behind made-up authority. The agent tells me, if someone's impersonating a federal officer, file a formal complaint. Processing takes 1,014 days. 10 to 14 days. I just hung up, feeling the system slip out from under me. Sheriff's Office Deputy Bridger, young, neutral face. I told him everything, show my blurry phone pics. He believed me, but shrugged. If they claim to be feds, we need confirmation. Takes time. And if Titan's involved, it's complicated. They've buried 5 ranchers in 2 years. Get a lawyer. I sat in my truck, anger and fear mixing, and called my ex, Lydia. She answered on her lunch break, her voice full of that old worry. I told her everything. She said, "Deck, you need to sell that land. Take the loss, walk away. Remember what happened last time you fought City Hall? Don't do this again." I couldn't argue. I just needed her to know, in case something went bad. Then I get another call, distorted voice, electronic. "Mr. Ashford, $250,000 cash. Walk away, no questions." Almost double what I'd paid. "If I don't, we can't guarantee your safety." Chilling silence. 48 hours, Mr. Ashford. Think carefully. They knew my number, my price, my life. I found a lawyer above the hardware store, Hawthorne Law. Late 50s, silver hair, eyes that said she didn't mess around. I spilled everything. She listened, took notes. "You know what you've stumbled into?" She pulls out a thick folder. Titan Corporation, mining conglomerate. They wait till land is vulnerable, then send in private muscle to force the owner out. What kind of pressure? I ask. She taps a photo. Rancher in Montana died in a car accident 2 weeks after refusing to sell. Never proven, but always suspicious. They hire people like Wade. All plausible deniability. How do we stop them? I ask. She leans in. You gather evidence. Connect Titan to Sentinel, Sentinel to the threats. Audio, documents, contracts. You get enough, you fight back. I tell her about the old survey records, the soil samples. She pulls out a map. Clayton Ridge runs under my land. Suspected lithium deposits, maybe $300 million worth. That's why they're coming so hard. She lays it out. We file a restraining order, gather evidence. I know a journalist who's been tracking Titan. He can help, but you need to be careful. Don't go alone. I nod, but all I can think is he got 48 hours. That night, I switch motels. I get another threatening call. $250,000. Take it, or accidents happen. They're watching every move. I remembered why I got fired years ago, stood up to a crooked contractor, lost my job, marriage fell apart. Now it's happening again, only this time, my life's on the line. I check my lab, email those soil and water samples from my land. Lithium levels off the charts. $300 million at market prices, maybe more. No wonder they want it gone. I call Lydia. She begs me to take the money. "Are you willing to die for this?" she asks. I tell her, "It's not about lithium. It's about what happens if I let them win." Next morning, I meet the journalist Young, sharp, tired eyes. He's tracked Titan for years. "You're not the first," he says. "Pattern's always the same. They move in, push you out, cash in." He gives me a list: body cams, audio recorders, a drone. "Go back, get proof, but don't get caught." 2 nights later, 2:30 a.m., I park a mile and a half out, hike in with every camera and gadget. The place is crawling with activity: 2 SUVs, drilling rigs near the well and lake, extracting samples. I use the drone, see 3 people in the main cabin, catch voices through the window. If Ashford won't sell, we make him disappear. Same as Montana. The woman running the meeting, blonde, business suit boss vibes. I snap photos, catch audio, then footsteps behind me. Had to run. They spot me. Gunshots crack the night. I barely escape through the trees, blood on my hands from branches, adrenaline shaking my bones. But I got the evidence, all of it uploaded to the cloud. I race to the lawyer, call her at 4 a.m. I got it all. She and the journalist are there in 20 minutes, eyes wide as they see the photos, hear the audio, recognize the woman, Sloan Merritt, Titan exec, caught planning murder. By sunrise, we filed emergency motions, sent everything to the FBI, state AG, national news. The story breaks everywhere. Titan's stock crashes. Arrests start rolling in. Wade and his crew, Sloan Merritt, even the CEO, gets dragged in when the journalist traces money straight from Titan to Sentinel. I'm allowed back on my land. It's officially mine again. 8 months later, I'm standing on the dock I rebuilt, watching the sunset over Clearwater Lake. The farm's running again, 20 cows in the pasture, main cabin fixed up, lawsuits done. Wade got 10 years, Sloan got 18. Titan paid out millions to their victims. I got $3.2 million in damages, enough to keep the place running forever. But the lithium? I left it in the ground. Donated the rights to a conservation trust only to be used if it's ever extracted sustainably. Profits go into environmental restoration. Call me crazy, but after seeing what that money does to people, I wanted no part of it. Laws changed. 6 states passed new acts against fake federal agents in land disputes. The journalist wrote a book using my real name. Deputy Bridger got promoted and started investigating other mining companies. Lydia even called, said I'd done the right thing. I started free workshops for landowners, teaching folks how to fight back. Standing on that dock, I realized just how close I'd come to losing everything. Could have taken the money, disappeared. But sometimes you gotta stand up, win or lose, because if you don't, the next person won't even get the chance. Still thinking about all this? Yeah, me too. Drop a comment, tell me where you're watching from. Tell me if you'd have taken the money or if you'd have fought. What does justice look like to you? And if you know someone facing their own battle, share this story. Maybe together, we'll make it harder for the next crook to win.